Today I'm going to help you with a sitting trot, because if you're watching this video, then you're probably struggling, and I've been there and I've done that. So I'm going to help you with that sitting trot today. So if you watch my channel, you know that I ride bareback quite a bit, but today I'm going to do it in the saddle because I've already done a video on how to sit the trot bareback, and if you want to watch that, I'll put a link up. So I'm in the saddle. I don't, when I'm riding bareback, when I'm trotting bareback, I don't have no padding. I don't have no stirrups. So I do ride a little bit differently on the sitting trot bareback than I do in the saddle. So in the saddle, because I have stirrups, I'm going to use those stirrups. So first off, before we even demonstrate, I want to get my correct riding position. So I want in my stirrups the correct stirrup length, okay? I want a nice bend in my leg, and that's going to help keep my heel underneath my seat. And also, when I'm doing the sitting trot, I'm going to tuck my bottom underneath me to make sure I stay on my seat bones, because what happens, it's easy to rock your pelvis forward, and now you're sitting on your front parts, okay? And you're going to probably start bouncing. So you want to sit back a little bit. You want to sit on those seat bones, and then what that does, it helps round out my lower 6 inches of my back, my lower back, and that's going to help keep it relaxed, because most of the movement from my seat is coming from my hips, my core, my lower back, okay? All right, so I have my correct riding position. I'm going to take Charlie out. I'm going to demonstrate this. I'm going to try to exaggerate it as much as I can. So I'm going to sit behind the vertical a little bit, and that helps to exaggerate those movements for you. I'm allowing the horse to move my hips. About having an active seat. We're going to lean back, look at one the vertical, so I can exaggerate this for you. And you can see right hip, left hip. Actively moving those hips. Okay, let me stop for a second so I can explain something for you. Okay, see, I'm going with my horse. I'm moving with my horse. Don't try to sit that trot, okay? You're actively moving with that horse. Because if you're just trying to sit that trot, you put too much weight in your seat and you take that weight out of your stirrups, you're going to start to bounce. Then if you put too much weight in your stirrups, then it takes you up out of the saddle, you're going to start to bounce. So you want just enough weight, about 15-20% in your weight in those stirrups. Correct stirrup length matters a lot, okay? You want that bend of your knee, and that's going to help you keep your heel underneath your seat. So tuck your bottom, round your back, okay? If you need to, sit behind the vertical in the beginning, and that exaggerates that movement, so you know what you're going to feel what that movement's supposed to, feel like, okay? So that's the sitting trot. I hope I demonstrated it and explained it really well. I really, in the beginning, I concentrated on feeling the horse's hind legs come off the ground, okay? So when that left hip pushes off the ground, I don't forcefully, but I allow my horse to push me up and forward. And when that happens, that takes my right hip just suddenly forward, okay? You don't want to force it. It depends on the horse's movement, how big, your seat's going to move. But left hip, right hip, left hip, my right hip. His right hind, my left hip, okay? So it goes like that. In the beginning, try to exaggerate that as much as you can. And then once you start improving, well, now it's going to start getting really subtle, and you're going to look like that you are sitting still, okay? So I hope that helped. Keep practicing. If you start bouncing, don't try to keep reposition yourself to try to stop bouncing. Just go back down to the walk. Reposition yourself again, and then start the trot again, okay? That'll help a lot too. Or you can post. If you feel yourself starting to bounce, instead of just keep bouncing, either post or come back down to the walk, okay?